Okay, it says we are live. Wait a minute. Let me turn all this other stuff off. I was sitting here making my notes. So, yeah. Okay, hey everybody. I have Miss Ashley Nicole with us this evening. Hey Monique. How
Hello.
are you this evening? How are you this evening, Ashley?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I ain't done nothing much today.
All right. Me neither.
I
Well, no, I'm
used I
lying. I'm
used
editing a whole book. I said I ain't do nothing. I'm editing a whole book. I've been all day.
I, yes, I saw you have something new coming out, but I'll ask you about that. I'll let you tell us about that later on.
Mm-hmm.
So, how you been doing during the
COVID.
all of this stuff?
I've been
Yeah.
good. I quit my job to write full time last year, so I stay in the house anyway. So literally
Okay.
nothing changed for me. Um,
Okay.
Fortunately, I don't know anybody who's had it. Thank God, but no, no big deal for me.
Okay. Okay. I've known a couple of people who not directly, like maybe their family members. Well, that's a lie. We did have a family member that she did have, and she's a nurse, but she's much better now.
Okay.
And she went back to work, and she's not even. She went back to work, but she's like desk duty. She's not dealing with
With patience.
patients.
That's
Not at all. Not at all. So, okay. I'm sorry. Siri likes to talk to me like I'm not not talking to you.
My Alexa does
All
that.
right. All right. So tell us about this. I don't want to say the name wrong. The
Okay.
village
Oh,
Preto
Fredo.
or
Fredo.
Preto.
Yes,
Preto.
Fredo.
Okay. I swear I'm a
Yeah.
teacher. I swear I'm a certified teacher. I could read, but sometimes I'll be like, what?
I'm guessing that's what it sounds like. I don't know. I got the idea from Nicole Falls. I was talking to her. I'm like, I'm looking for name of a village and blah blah blah. She just started throwing out black in different languages, and I was like,
Nah.
how to take that? So I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but that's how I say it.
Boy, good old Nicole Falls. She comes with it, don't
Give
she?
me a clutch. Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Hey
Y'all
Stephanie. Hey Velda. How you doing? um. Okay. Preto Falls Village.
have.
Preto Village. Okay, so
Mhm.
where did this idea come from?
Um, I I saw a tweet and somebody said, one of those normalized this. It was like normalized black authors creating small towns, and I loved when I was younger. Niobe Bryant has a small town. I think it's called Holtzville, and I loved all of those books, and I just love the idea of creating this little black town and making it, exactly what I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I didn't want it up north because we crotchety, we not nice people. So I wanted it down south, so you can have that little bit of southern charm. So yeah.
Okay. Since we've been home, I've been watching Hallmark channels. I know everybody ain't ready for me to say. They think I'm gonna say something else. I still watch that show too, but um, I be watching them Hallmark movies, and it's like I want to find a small town, and I want to go there for Christmas, but I don't want to be around a bunch of white folks.
Nope.
I want to find one that's even
Yep.
if it's mixed. I could do a mix, but I don't want me and my family to be the only
Right. Oh yeah.
uh
Oh, yeah.
somebody said, did you say Ellensville? Ellensville? Wait,
Mm-mm.
did Ashley say when you said something about people up
Niobe.
north or what?
Oh, crotchety. We're rude. I'm not even gonna lie. We're rude. Fortunately,
Velda said y'all nice up north.
who said that?
Velda, she said y'all nice up north.
No, we're not. Not at all. Not at all. Mm-mm. Compared
But
to like down south, like when I would come down there for indie love, it's just like I don't know, the atmosphere is just different. I thought about going to college down there, but we not nice
yeah,
people.
It is. It is very different. I can tell you the very first time we came down here. It was for the holidays. I think it was for Easter. No, it might have been. Oh, it was before that. And me and my mom in the heat were walking from where we were staying at a friend's house to Publix, and people was just blowing their horn and they was waving, and we
Right.
were like,
Speaking.
okay, either they think we're crazy to be out here, or that we're crazy to be walking in this heat, or they're like extra friendly, and they were so extra friendly. They're real friendly down here. They are in the South. So, and don't ask me why I moved to the South from LA. I know I wanted to change. I knew I loved Atlanta when I would come and visit, but that's a whole nother story. So, um, so you wanted to create your own town, your own, village or whatever. So beside that, and when you wanted to make them, I love both characters. Somebody kept saying you need to read it. I was like, I know it's on my TBR list. It's on my TBR list. Y'all be throwing out stuff so fast.
Yeah, no.
I be trying to catch up, and I be trying to buy it and to be in there, and I have all of this stuff that says new in my Kindle, and I be like, okay. I said okay. So I think Mimi. I don't know if she's gonna come in tonight or not. But she was, yeah. So I don't know if Mimi's gonna make it in tonight. Hopefully she does. But yeah, Mimi was like, it is so. She said it in our group. She's an admin in my group, and she was like, it is so funny. You gotta read. I was like, Ashley is always funny. Ashley always throws in this comic relief. Even her books, even when it's a book that's a serious matter. Because my book club, we actually read your I can't even think of the name of it. The one where she was so when she was so doggone mean to homeboy because he had just got out of jail.
I didn't mean to fall in love.
Yes. My book club, we read that. That was our March book. Hey, Bunny. That was our March book we had a Zoom meeting and talked about it. But yeah, even there's always some comic relief. So where does that come from before I really dive into? They know I be having my notes. See, I be having my notes.
I'm super sarcastic, and I think it really is just me. And it translates to humor in my writing. And in person, you probably want to slap me, but on paper, it just translates to humor. It's me. There's no way for me to get away from it.
Now, how come at Indie Love you be all extra quiet and be acting all extra shy? So I'm lost right now.
I'm nervous. Listen, I took public speaking online because I can't do it, so I'm nervous in person.
Okay, gotcha. So you say. So you say. All right. So if I say his name wrong, correct me. Okay. Keegan.
Yep.
Keegan and It's not Charity.
It is Charity.
Charity. Okay, because she broke it down. Oh well, Bethany was just being a bitch anyway. So
like Charity, Salvation Army stuff, but it's actually Charity.
Okay. So, what made you make him a doctor and her a writer? Who is she? Is she somebody in real life that we know?
No, she is not. No.
I just thought I'd ask. Everybody want to know anyway. I just thought I'd ask.
No. I think with when you think of like the small towns, even watching like the white movies on TV, it's like the doctor is just the big person in town outside of like the sheriff. And I wanted to start the series with somebody who was, I don't want to say important, but important in the town to where it made sense. Because if he was just some little side character, they wouldn't have cared if some girl came in town and got his attention. But he is like, the crown jewel of this town, and they know who he's supposed to be with. He bucks the system anyway, but for her to come in and they think there's some priority.
He ain't supposed to be with her. They just want him to be with her. Yes. And then we find out later on that she's a slut bucket. So, even if you had put them together, he would have been like, oh, hell nah. He would have backed up off of that. Anyway, Benita said, I guess you need a shot of Henny when you be at the events or whatever. I'm assuming that's what she's saying.
Drink. Not just drink. That is not
Okay, so um I loved his as a doctor, because we do know some doctors are not real caring, but as a small town doctor, but just period as a doctor, I loved his caring nature for everybody, regardless to how old you were. And I thought it was so sweet when the little boy hurt himself and he had to help him and stitch him up. And I mean, I just thought that was so. I was like, "Yo, Ashley, get it, girl, get it." And so Charity, tell us about Charity.
She just, you ask if she was me, and she probably is half me. Her personality just, she's just as sarcastic as me. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm bored in Connecticut, so I've been thinking of moving down south. So I did kind of take some of that from me. And I don't think I really put it in the book, but she was kind of stifled by her mother. She was really involved with her, and she just wanted that break, that fresh air. And I feel like she just kind of threw a dart, and she ended up in Prado.
Girl, you don't have to tell me, because I moved and they followed my ass right down. I promise you, I wasn't here. I was here. I moved in 04 to Georgia the summer, beginning of May, in May of 04. And by January of 05,
family
they came to visit for Thanksgiving and for my birthday in November. Found a piece of land and house and had it built from the ground up. And they follow me.
Listen, if I even threaten my brothers, it's not even my mother, I'm bringing her. She don't got a choice whether she want to go or not. She's getting hog-tied and it's coming. But my brothers are like, we following. So, it doesn't make sense.
You ain't getting away from much.
No.
But I loved her character. She was hilarious. She didn't let nothing bother her. And I was like, is that from where she's been through beforehand, or is that just her nature just across the board? How sometimes you get to a place where it's like, you know what, I'm at peace with whatever. I'm not letting nothing bother me. You grow into that. And then there are some people who are that's just them.
Born that way. And
born that way.
She was born that way. A lot of times in the other stories, the person kind of cowers to everybody, especially if his mother is involved. We are all taught, as we should be, you respect somebody's mother regardless. You just
but when they crazy,
right? And she is just not who she was. If you're disrespecting me, it has to come back at you. Especially if I'm not doing anything. All the stuff his mother with Bethany, just because you want him with this woman, she had to respond.
And I don't get that. Like, what? The whole town, town wants him to be with her. And he tried his best to respect his mother all the way through.
He did.
And low key be like, no, I'm not going to be with her. No, I'm not going to be with her. And when he put his foot down and fired them women, I was like, uh-oh.
Early.
He was like, I'm not playing with y'all. I told y'all.
Right.
Mind your business.
You can't play with that. I work in a home care agency, so that's all you hear is HIPAA, HIPAA, HIPAA. So, and I lived in Tennessee for 10 years, and I know in these smaller areas, it's like you just cross these boundaries. You don't think it's a big deal. Oh, this is my brother. What's going on? This is my daughter. You can tell, but there are consequences, especially if it's somebody from out of town. Like I said, she could sued everybody and won.
And when she said that, oh, you think I'm going to sue you? Okay.
Right.
Okay. So his mother, I read where he said, she was raised a Southern girl and she fixed the plates and.
Mhm.
I had family. I had an aunt that did that too. And she was like, "Come here, girl. Let me show you what you're supposed to do to keep your
Right,
man." Man, let me tell
right.
you something. So I get all of that, but I mean, she was just entirely too much. She was
Yeah,
entirely too much.
yeah. I think I I I don't know. I've never met a mother like that, so I literally just made her up. But um, um, she just was a master manipulator. It's just she wanted her way, and she wanted to have that control over him to keep him right in her pocket, come into her house
Mm-hmm.
every day for dinner or on the weekends to make sure that he stayed exactly where she wanted. And you know, she tried to do what she had to do, and it didn't work. With a weaker one,
Mm-hmm.
probably would have won, but that's why Charity had to have that backbone.
Right. So that's what I don't know if you can see that what Benita is
But
saying.
yeah, how straightforward she was.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah.
important. I'm not that straightforward, but it was important for her to have that.
I'm not either. I'm not. I'm straightforward enough. Don't even do it. I'm respectable. What y'all see is totally different. Y'all see me in indie love mode, and by then
Right,
I
business.
have put out so many fires, and I'm
Right,
on edge, and I'm trying to make sure everybody is good. So that's
right.
different, in which I am to a point. Straight, I'm a Scorpio. I mean, and so I got a mouth on me. I know how to, but then I also know how to fall back too. So anyway. Ashley tried to come for me, y'all. She tried to come for me. Um, so yeah, the mother was very, very overbearing, and although you didn't say it a whole lot, her father, Bethany's father, was really he was in her ear,
Yeah, he was.
and in her ear, and then kind of trying to be in Keegan's ear, and Keegan wasn't going for it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, the mother was messy. She was messy. And the fact that you could see when he hit the fork in the road and where he would go, so you would know he'd be over there. So
Right.
I'm gonna be sick. Everybody gonna be sick tonight. Everybody, oh, I'm hurt. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I mean, like I was at one point, I was like, oh, come on. Y'all know y'all need to quit. Y'all know y'all need to quit. And they were so mean to her. They were so mean to Charity. It didn't make no sense. She better than me because I would have told all them old bats where to go. And I ain't gonna lie, I laughed when they was at her door
Mhm.
and went through the camera,
Right.
and they wanted to be messy. They wanted to be in her house and see what she had done to that house
Mhm.
and all of that good stuff. But when she threw that, wasn't it a dog? She had the dog bark.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She had the dog bark through the doorbell. Yes, I forgot that.
Yeah, when he kept getting all the calls, on call service, somebody said she was done. Let me show that. Monique said she was done. I was too. I was like, if they do one more call, I mean, and had everybody in the town participating in this shenanigans, this tomfoolery, as we like to say. But I like the fact that they forged anyway. They moved on
Mhm.
anyway. They wasn't gonna let anybody stop them from being together, or so they thought.
Right.
Um,
Well, in the end, it was
what do
him.
you
But I'm sorry.
right? Well, I mean,
Hmm.
okay. So this is what everybody loves your sub characters.
Um,
Um, Miss May wouldn't do right.
no, she was.
She wouldn't do right to save her life. She would not do right for nothing in the world.
I think we all
And
as an aunt or something. Somebody.
that's not gonna do. They're gonna. It is what it is. I'm gonna eat I'm gonna eat whatever I want to eat. You're not gonna tell me what I can't eat and all of that good stuff. Um, God, I'm drawing a blank because I didn't write his name down.
Mr. Ali.
Everybody, huh?
Mr. Ali.
There you go, Mr. Ali. Who is that? Who is Mr. Ali, Ashley? Who is he?
Mr. Ali is my older brother. Just 50 years.
You wrong.
Ali is my oldest brother. I them two, it's like nobody will cut you down like your siblings. It doesn't matter how deep, it doesn't matter how nasty. I'm one of four, and my oldest brother, he got a mouth on him, and I actually had a conversation with him, and then I thought up Mr. Ali, so he is my oldest brother.
Mr. Ali is adorable. Like somebody, she said, Mr. Ali is adorable. He is hilarious to me. Him and Miss May, the way they talk about each other and tell on each other, and the whole nine, and the whole hemorrhoids. I was on the floor. I was just like, you know how you get to a point and you be like, I can't. And you just throw your Kindle down, your iPad down, and be like, I can't. I'm not doing this. And this is me, because what I do is it's funny because I know y'all. So I'll be like, I'm not doing this with Ashley today. I'm not doing this. I'm not.
You know what? Usually when I write, if I write something funny, it technically isn't funny to me because it's just me. But I really dying when I went back to read that scene. It was really one of those, like, Ashley, you have issues moments, because
But like somebody said, he was the sweetest man, and how he was like, Charity is his woman.
Right.
You're not gonna mess over my woman. You better do right by her, and the whole nine. I loved a lot of the things that he had her doing. I was thinking when they went hiking, I was like, my fat ass would be somewhere. I'd be like, I ain't doing this, bruh. No, I'd be hyperventilating when we hit the first hill, like,
as hot as it is down there. Yep, I wouldn't do it, but I write what other people can do, not me.
Girl, I was like, but it was cute. I was like, oh, that's cute. And I love lavender. So I mean, the whole scenery, your description of everything was great. Your description of everything was great. It's like I could visually see a field of lavender. Now I live in the city, so I mean, not in the city, but I'm in a suburb of the city. Right. So I'm not seeing stuff like that. I got to go out to see stuff like that. But I thought it was great the way they took the hike, and everything was so beautiful. And then when they went to the waterfall and all of those sweet things, and I'd be like, where he at, Lord God, dog? Here we go. Where he at? Where is he?
I want the waterfall.
Yeah, but I'm not getting ready to climb up to get to no waterfall. I'm not getting ready to do all of that. Like I said, I'd be dead by then.
Right.
Yeah, so I say your description of the sites, town and sites were nicely done. Very, very well done.
Thanks.
Very, very well done. Did you do any research for those?
I did. I knew that I wanted to have a couple of landmarks in there, because obviously as the series grows, I'll go back to it, so everybody can kind of be like, oh, she talked about this there, whatever. So I looked up lavender because, not every plant grows everywhere. I looked up that. I looked up snakes. I looked up. I'm
not playing with those either.
Yeah, no. But I have to look up, which ones are in Georgia, and was this book in Georgia? No, it wasn't.
No,
I switched it. It was in Georgia.
South Carolina, the Carolinas, one of the Carolinas.
It wasn't Tennessee? I don't know either.
Was it Tennessee? No, you're right. Tennessee. I think it was Tennessee.
Yeah, because they would go over to Chattanooga. So yeah. But it was Georgia initially, and then I switched it. But yeah,
because somebody's in Georgia though. One of the characters is in Georgia, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the son of the guy who cuts Charity's grass. And the guy who Molly is going to end up with works in Atlanta during the week. That's what it is.
Okay, right. That's how I was going to ask you about Molly. if we was, but you already said, so her story is coming soon or
It's coming eventually. I don't. There's
eventually?
nothing on my
Okay.
plate now for Prado. I'm once I finish this current book, I'm gonna go back and see what I have. I know obviously who I'm gonna put her with. Everybody keeps saying Rusty. No, Rusty. I don't know what I'm gonna do with Rusty. I haven't decided. I'm not being funny if Rusty likes women. So I've decided.
You kind of left him where you didn't know if he did or if he didn't. He kind of, it was like I couldn't get a. I mean, I knew I liked him. I liked his character. I knew he was funny, but I couldn't get a read on if Rusty was what side of the fence Rusty went on.
Because I haven't decided what side of the fence he's on. So I left it open on purpose because it can either go, he either just dresses really nice or, he's gay, which is fine either way. So I haven't decided. So I don't know if he's going to get a book, but everybody's asking for him to get with her. No, that is not going to happen.
Okay. Okay. I kind of thought that too. No, I kind of thought that too, but then when she talked about
pastor's
she
brother.
was supposed to be the pastor's brother, and it was like, okay, well, is that going to get rekindled, or whatever, how that's going to play out. So, what made you make Bethany the whole of Tennessee, of Chattanooga?
Well, I had to have a reason for him to not like her, for something to keep him away from her. I mean, he could have just not liked her, but I think for his mother and everybody in town, there had to be a reason, even though they don't know the reason. I wanted something kind of outrageous, and nobody would have known if they would have stayed out of Chattanooga. So it was a secret, and I think also that's why her dad was pushing her towards Keegan to calm her down. And I don't know, maybe more will come out in whatever the next book is. But I needed something to I guess turn the reader off of her as well, outside of her just being rude. And I went with that.
You're right, Benita Slut Bucket. She's definitely. I was just like, what? This girl is. I was like, not this little prissy, prim and proper chick.
Right.
Get out of here.
Right.
But you never know. Can never judge a book by its cover. That is for sure. That is for sure. I had a thought. I was just going to ask you something else about the carnival scene. Well, that's when they were clowning her for sure.
Yeah.
That was at the carnival when they was definitely clowning her. Oh, okay. I was going to jump into when Miss May was really, really sick and he was ignoring their calls, and how much guilt he took upon himself. And it's like he was constantly trying to please everybody,
right.
And then you second guess what is destined for you, what you already feel comfortable with. And I guess because he was so stuck on not being in a relationship from Jump Street, like
there,
there
because he wanted to leave. So I think he wasn't trying to put down any type of roots.
No, I don't think the whole town didn't know she was a slut bucket.
No, they didn't. Nobody knew outside of no, they didn't know. Her father knew because he went down there and dragged her home by her drawers, but I don't think the whole town knew. No, it's a well-kept secret.
Right. Very well kept. Like, God damn, wait, what?
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. So, and the fact, like I was saying, the fact that he just let them, and he just kind of dogged her.
Yeah. No, 100%. He did. I was worried if he would be redeemable. But y'all forgive everybody in romance books. So it wasn't that. It wasn't. But I think, like I said, I think he was. 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 I think he Yeah, it wasn't that difficult. But there, if she was so easy, it needed to be, because nothing bothered her. She probably would have kept letting those people throw bricks at her, and it'll probably continue on other books. But she would have just kept dealing with it fine as long as him and her were good. She would have been perfectly okay. So, but the only person who could mess them up was him. So he had to do it. And it was a split second decision. It wasn't like a solid, no, we can't do this because of all these people. It was just, it's not worth it right now. But that's not what he did.
I wish I could have slapped him. Like, let me slap some sense into you, bro. Because really, and then for her to get in the car, like that's some straight zoned out. Like you get in the car and you just
drive home.
I mean, but I don't want to say I can relate to it, but I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it. Like there's so much on your mind, and it's like, I'm gonna go one more. I can keep going. Mm-hmm. I can keep going. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, you're going straight to your comfort. I need my mama. Your safe place, right? Your safe place. Your safe place. Now, when her mama and the grandmama, I was like, oh, it's gonna be so. It's gonna be some mess. I mean,
yeah.
I'm trying to think who in my family would do that. Like, who would be the one to get up in the church and basically call you out, like, and I'm happy to meet you outside when service is over.
Right.
Just as simple as that. I was like, if Ashley writes that they getting ready to go to blows,
no, I wouldn't do that.
If they right, Monique, tag team. Yeah. Mama and grandma just had her hip replaced too. She was ready. Grandma was ready,
greased up and working well.
Right. Yeah, my aunt. That would have been my aunt. That you're right, Benita says her aunt. That would have been my aunt too. I think I have an aunt that's like that. Like what? I mean, and to a point when you say I'm like, yeah, because if my sister called me with some mess, I'm like, let's get it.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
You know, let's hit it. Now I'm on a plane. This is going. If I'm driving, it's going to take me a couple of days, but I'm with it.
Right.
Right. She said they had a ministry to share. You're right. They did. That ministry was gonna be them hands.
And it
was gonna be them hands.
It can still happen. I don't think that I'm gonna let that die down. It's not just because they got together. No, it's not. So some stuff is gonna happen.
No. I don't. You know what? That wouldn't be doing them justice to just. Right. They got back together. So okay, but you could tell that it's not over. I could tell. That it's not. We'll see them again. They might not be the main characters, right. But
yeah,
I could tell we're not done with them. That's what I was going to ask you. I didn't know if this was going to be a continual town with other characters. That's why I was asking you about Molly, if she was going to get with Rusty, but no.
Yeah, no, it is. So I think at the moment I have 3 others. So there's Molly. I kind of mentioned the guy who cuts her grass, his son, and then I can't think of his name right now, but he was the realtor.
Oh, the guy who has this. Oh, and then the other guy, his friend, because it was 3. The 3.
Yeah, it was
Keegan.
3. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do anything with that other friend. What's his name? Gingy.
Okay.
I cannot remember the realtor's name. This is terrible.
I didn't write it down.
No, I wrote it, so I should know. Whatever his name is, he's gonna get a story, but I have no idea.
Trust me, I understand completely. I understand completely, but I got you. Yeah. So he may have a story as well.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me where I already asked you about your comedy in your comic relief in the stories, but these fathers, the way you make so many of your fathers is hilarious to me. In the 3 Sisters, when he just kept saying, "I wanted sons." I wanted sons, right. And then even some of the things that Charity said. to her mother and father when she was like, "I'm pierced. You want to see?" And I was just
Oh,
like,
yeah. Not
I'm
the
like,
wait, not the piercing, but that openness and that just shock factor. It's me and my parents. It is.
okay.
I think in it, it's so ingrained. That's why it ends up, in a couple of fathers. But yeah, that's me and my parents. Me and my mother are super close. My father,
Mm-hmm.
I just say whatever. So no, that's art imitating life.
And I get it. I get it. My dad reminded me that I told him one time, "You better be nice to me, or you're gonna end up in a home." And I remember vaguely. I remember that conversation.
Mhm.
So when he got sick and we had to put him in, and he was like, "Remember that time?" I was like, "See, don't you're not here for being mean. You're here because you need this physical therapy, and we can't do for you at home." But he was like, "Yeah, I remember you said that. You said you was gonna do this," and I was like, "Sir,
Yeah,
sir."
yeah,
If you could be at home, trust me, you would be at home.
yeah.
So yeah, I get it. How sometimes art imitates life. So Ashley, what made you start writing from Jump Street? What
Um,
made you want to write?
I've read a lot when I was younger. Like Ramona Quimby, Goosebumps, all those. And then I got a hold to Eric Jerome way
Mm-hmm.
earlier than I should have. I probably was like 11. And
Really?
yeah, no, yes, yes, yes. And Zane when I was 13. So yeah. But
So you just fast.
I
You just fast. I
have
mean,
an older sister, and she would bring them home, and I would read them. But
okay.
my mother didn't know what Zane was then. But then one day,
Mm-hmm.
I think I had the Sex Chronicles on my bed, and she was like, "This is porn on paper." So that kind of ended. But I'm you don't believe me, but I'm super shy. So I isolated myself when I was younger. I didn't like to talk to people. I had crazy anxiety, and it just writing was a way to express myself without having to talk to people. I didn't even want people to read it. Um, I liked the words, and I liked putting the words down, and I liked creating stuff. So like sixth grade, I had a teacher every day. We would have to do this list of stuff, and one of them was write a story, and it needed to be a paragraph, and I was writing pages. Um,
Okay.
and then just the more I read, the more I wanted to create. You can do whatever you want with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back then it was the arabesque and Kamani kind of formula, and you tried to go off of that, but it didn't work out. I think I tried to get published when I was like 17, and I understand now why I didn't. But
Mm-hmm.
like the rejection stopped me for 10 years, and then
Mm-hmm.
it was just like, you know what? I had no intention of this becoming a career or anything like that. It was like, I just want to publish something. I just want to do that, just to feel that I created something. It's out in the world. And I did that. And then the next story came, and I had to write it. And ever since then, it's just like, just kind of being bombarded with stories that
Mm-hmm.
I have to get out.
So how many books have you written so far?
This will be 29.
Kitty girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that. Like, seriously, that's great because I remember the first book, and I love that you still incorporate, give us tidbits of those
Right.
characters in. other books, her having the beauty salon and all of that stuff. So I love that I mean, I think I said this last week to Sabrina. I love when I'm not a novella chick, but I'm not gonna get on social media and bash y'all for the
Yep.
novellas and all of that.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
don't have. I shouldn't say. I don't. I'm not a novella chick. Where that's if that's all you write, then I
Right.
can't. I'm just being honest. I'm not
Yeah.
going to read it.
I get it.
But if it's a novella that's giving me, I love the holiday novellas because you most of the authors are giving us a sneak peek into characters that we have
Right.
fallen in love with, and we're
Right.
getting like a update on them,
Mm-hmm.
or you're introducing us into some characters that's going to be a full fledged
No.
story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with those.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who am I to say what you can write and what you can't write or whatever, like that. But I love the snippets, the sneak peeks into what is has
Coming.
happened to them, what's coming, that they're still around. Oh,
Right.
now they got 10 kids, and when we met them, they only had one. I
Right.
mean, I all of that good stuff
Right.
is great. So, um, I give kudos to you. You at book 29, and that's a lot in a couple years time because Indie Love 2016, you was like,
It
I
was
was like,
four. Really.
girl,
It was four. It was four. I don't know where it came from. I'm starting to forget them. I was actually trying to count them in my head the other day, and I kept missing one. So I don't know. It's getting up there.
okay, okay. So will we see? No, I know I was going to ask you in your upcoming writing, the next book the one that you're editing,
Uh-huh.
is there any traces of what we're going through now in any upcoming stories?
No,
The COVID.
no. I did that for one book. Was it Love on Deck? The that series that I did. And
You
I
kind of
don't.
dropped it. You dropped it in the sisters, the last sisters.
Right, right. It was starting to rev up right around then.
Right,
But I don't want to stay with that because it just I don't know. For me, I write or excuse me, when I read, it's I just want to read something that I'm not going through. I want to read
right,
something that lifts me up in some way, shape, or form. And unfortunately, nothing that we're living through right now is uplifting. So,
right. At all, at
um,
all. I don't want to read nothing
right,
about.
right. So
Um,
I don't have anything bad to say about it. I've seen a couple of tweets and people and opinions and authors shouldn't write about current events, which I think is dumb. But I don't feel that way. If you want to
writing,
write about COVID,
upcoming writing. That's me. Don't pay me
okay,
no attention.
okay. If you as an author want to write about what we're going through and it works for you, then you do that. But for me, I'm done. I touched on it a little bit, but I'm trying to forget COVID.
Ciao. You, you. I mean, I know people who truly love working from home.
Mhm. You're a teacher.
And yeah, and I will say, I mean, I hate that my reboot is because of COVID,
Yeah.
but I was literally in burnt out mode. I
Mhm.
mean, literally in burnt out mode. Our schedule had changed. We didn't have breaks. We didn't have we didn't get a fall break. And I know people have this whole perception of, oh, teachers get a whole bunch of breaks.
Yeah.
What you fail to realize is there's 365 days in the year, right? 52 weeks, right? Um, Teachers get paid for 190 days. That's it.
Right.
190 days.
And you stressed out on
So, right, throw that in there,
it. Right.
right? Now, do I have a check in the summertime? Yes, because I allow them to break my
Mhm.
salary up to cover me. So that
Mhm.
means I'm bringing home less so that I have some money in the summertime.
Right.
So that whole perception of y'all get a zillion breaks, but we with people's children,
Right.
7 hours
Right.
every
Right.
day.
All these
And then
people
when
that
you
work,
work
you get
in
different now.
a And I don't work in the bougie suburbs. I work right in the trenches where they could be cussing each other out. I'm talking about third and fourth graders cussing each other out in the hallway. And I got to decide, am I going to, the most I'm going to say is knock it off.
Right.
Because sending you to the office, that's their culture. Not that it's right. We can have a conversation, and I'll tell them in a heartbeat, code switch it. And they be like, oh, I have to teach them what code switches. I code switch it. I'm that teacher that's going to get in your face and say code switch it when you cussing each other out. What could you have said to, and I always tell them, because I cuss, but I tell them, people who cuss have a limited vocabulary. I have to get that in their head so they know they can use other. Just because you live in this demographic does not mean that you have to act this way. You can broaden. So yeah, COVID. But I was at a point where I was literally shutting down, and it wasn't my school. I have a great school. I have a great principal. My fourth grade team is great. I was just at a point where it's like, I'm over this. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to teach anymore. And so the break has helped me now. But now it's like I ain't comfortable going back in that building. I'm not. So this whole teachers don't want to go back in it, because it's gonna take us 3 weeks. We can ready to do 3 weeks of pre-planning. Normally it's a week, week and a few days before the kids come back. We are getting ready to do 3 weeks of pre-planning to prepare to do this virtual learning stuff. So,
and then you got it's from a distance. Isn't that harder than looking at them in the classroom?
Yeah, because my jokers, I have 3 jokers from my class last year. Well, it's hard to say. The ones that was with me last year, I ain't see them no more. March 13th, we said goodbye. And we, here's a packet, and then your parent, we'll see you in 2 weeks. That's what we thought. We was gonna be out for 2 weeks. And them suckers, I promise you, I have 3 out of my 24. I didn't hear from, nothing. Nothing. So yeah, it's harder. I had a friend, he does a podcast, and he was asking me the other day what he was going to be talking about preparing for this. And he said, and what are some things that I need to know? And I said, that I need to touch on. I said, tell parents to get their kids on a schedule.
Right.
A steady schedule. Get up out the bed, put on some clothes. No, do not come on my Zoom with your pajamas on. And if I gotta put on a shirt and do something with the top of my head and all of that, I want you to do the same thing. I was just telling him some things that their parents need to do.
Yeah. I have my niece and my nephew, actually, 11 and 10. They don't go to bed until people are getting up to go to work. And then they're sleeping until like 9. It's like you don't even know these kids exist anymore. And it's like, when we go back to school, y'all gonna be in trouble because
you're gonna be messed up.
Yeah.
They need to start getting on a regular schedule. So we got all sidetracked. So you're editing something new. I'm not gonna ask you when it's coming out. Can you tell us anything about it? And if anybody has any questions for Ashley, you go ahead and throw them out real quick before we start to wrap up, because I try not to go over an hour.
It is this final Mason triplet mirror. I've been dying to get done with him, so I finished him up 2 days ago, and now I'm cleaning them up to get them out of my face.
Okay. I read the other. I've been reading since we've been on. I've been reading and doing some other things too.
That's a 2-year-old. So it's was it one Lee and Mirror is the final triplet. There are still Masons to do, but he's the final triplet.
Okay. Now, is this a full-fledged, or is this a novella?
It's right on the line. I did that to be petty, but it's right on the line. I needed like 2 more thousand
Somebody
words.
said, "Yay, Mira, we ready."
Yeah, thank you. It was 2 more thousand words, 2,000 more words to make it a novel, and I was like, no, they're gonna get this novella and they're gonna love it.
There you go. There you go.
But whatever next book.
I understand. I understand. I understand. Whether it'll ever go out, I don't know. But and I haven't said this publicly at all. But I had Devin cracking up. I said, I had 10,000 words. And I was like, he was like, that's good. I said, no, it's not.
It's hard. It's hard.
I said, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. But I have a zillion and one scenes, and I was talking to Sabrina off air last week, and she was like, I was counting them, and she said, Jess, what are you doing? I said, I don't know. They all of these they I understand when y'all say these characters be talking. But see, I like to go to bed. I'm not one of the people. I'm not one that's gonna be up in the middle of the night. Click, 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 click. I'm not. No, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. And so I have zillion scenes in my notes, and as I'm working, it's like, oh, that'll fit right here. Oh, that'll fit right. I haven't used them yet, but this, yeah.
It's like
so it's hard. So
it is hard. I think. And I said, I did it on purpose. But if I could have eked out those last 2,000 words, I would have. It's like the characters give you what they give you. And I don't ever want to start putting in scenes that are just fluff. I don't want to have all this scene that this didn't add to the book. And I think doing that is for me, it cuts down a lot on the word count, but I never go into a project and say it's going to be a novella. I don't fully edit before I start writing. Not edit, I'm sorry, outline before I start writing, so that I know exactly what the book is going to be like. Whatever scene comes to me, it comes to me. Whatever order it's in that order. I will write each scene and then I will go back and put them together. And then if full however many thousand words to be a novel, cool. If they don't, I try to fudge it as close as I can. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And if I feel like it's a story that's strong enough, because in the end, it's like, okay, I'm either gonna put out this novella or I'm not gonna put out anything. If it's trash, I'm not gonna put out anything. But if I like it and I believe in it enough, I like the story, I'm gonna put it out.
How do you feel about reviews? Do you read your reviews?
The first couple days, maybe the first week when the book comes out, I read the reviews and then I wait. And then maybe about the third week, I go back because the people who love you read your book first. When you hit publish and it goes up there, the ones who one click, they love you. They know your style. They know what to expect. It's 9 times out of 10 a 5-star review. It's the people who maybe 3 weeks later who just stumbled across you, who doesn't know what you're doing, that I'm not gonna say are more important, but it just I pay close attention to them because they're a little more critical. The ones who love you, they love you. They don't want to give a lower review. They love you, and they may not love the whole story, but they will give you that 5. And this person who doesn't know you will give you that 3 and tell you why. Now, 1-star reviews, I'm honest, I don't pay attention to because they're mad. Like, I didn't tell you to read my book. If you didn't like it, you just made a bad choice in life. I'm sorry.
Girl, them 1-star reviews, I promise you, don't get me started. I promise, don't get me started.
Right.
Because I will seriously click. I've said this. Anybody who watched all the episodes, all of them in my so-called interview, myself interviewing, I'll go on and I'll click that. What is it? Was this review not the one that's helpful? Basically it asks you, should this be here? And I'd be like, no, it should not. It should not. I don't know what it does, but it's like, no, that should not be there because It's like, and then I'm so petty. My ass is so petty. I go back and then especially if your name is up there, I want to know who you are.
Right. I look
And
too.
then I'll go and look and I'll say, well, you get everybody. You don't like nothing, so why are you reading?
Or you only read black
Or
people, and it's 2 black books here. So yeah, yeah,
right. So like, why are you even?
yep. So I
And
don't.
then somebody will say, oh, I got 18% in and I put it down, so I didn't like it. Well, then you have no business reviewing it anyway. If you only got 18%, because I've read books myself where at 20%, I'll be in my little group chat and I'll be like, I don't know, y'all. I don't
Exactly.
know if I'm gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody will say, and I've said this, keep going. I promise you,
Mm-hmm.
keep going. And
Right.
then you'll hit a point and it's like, oh, then okay.
Right.
I kept going.
Right. And that makes sense.
But
But
to
if
give
you don't
somebody
look, you shouldn't be reviewing it. There's no point. Um.
right,
So yeah. So those, but and I definitely I don't get mad over them. It is what it is. I know that when I was just a reader way back in the day, there's one review that I put up for somebody's book that I'm so embarrassed by because it was just the rudest thing. And now knowing being on this side, I get it. But there's one thing that people say about me that actually bothers me. And it's that I like her writing, but she doesn't do an epilogue. There's a reason I don't do an epilogue. And they would say this about they said it about the Prado book. It's the first book in the series. I'm gonna continue. So I'm not, you're gonna get these people in every book that follows. So I'm not gonna do an epilogue until I'm done with the characters, 100%. So
do you ever do an epilogue?
I do. Like I did an epilogue at the end of the Hell Girls. I did an epilogue at the end of the One More series. I did an epilogue at the end of the Mind series. When I'm done with the series, I do an epilogue. And then again, like I said, I plug the people in all around, so you will see them again. So
Now let me ask you this, and I didn't mean to love you. The best friend cousin. Will we ever see a story for her?
no, let me not say that. Not right
No.
now. I think the amount of trauma that she has and what she'll have to work through. I'm not.
Because when you put stuff like that's her story to tell, you be like, oh, her story's coming in. Like when they say, she went through so and so, and it's for her to tell. That leaves a reader to be like,
right.
ooh, her story's gonna come.
Right.
Okay.
So it could, but I just don't feel like right now I'm experienced enough in anything related to that to do it justice. I don't want to just throw something on paper and there are people who have had that happen and I don't want to disrespect that experience for them. So no, or not until I feel like I can do it justice.
Gotcha. And that makes sense. I mean, some people write experiences that they have either experienced themselves, they know somebody that has experienced it, or I'm so sick of sorry, I swear. So I get it. That makes sense. That truly makes sense. So anything else you wanted to share with us before I let you go?
No.
Nobody dropped any questions in.
All right, well, I guess I answered them also. No, thank you though. I really enjoyed this.
Where can we find you? Where can they find you? Any group, a group that you have?
I have a group on
social media
called The Crew. Ashley Nicole Author on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Always Impatient, and I think that's it. I have a website, but I'm working on giving that up.
You don't be putting nothing on Instagram.
I don't. I really have a problem sharing stuff. I have to get better at it. I know it, helps with this whole writing thing, and I plan to get better. But yeah, I don't.
Okay. And stop calling that baby a bobblehead baby. That's a cute little baby.
Big head. It's big head now. Her head is big. That is
okay, Ashley.
I want to put big ball in, but
Stop calling her that.
it's just that
A comedian. Oh wait, here. I have a shirt that says that.
You know who I got it from?
I have a shirt.
I want a shirt. But Regina, a couple years ago, we were having a conversation and she said it, and we were like, you know what? That's just like the most Southern woman saying, and yeah. So I don't think it.
Yeah, I have it. I have a shirt that says "Bless your heart." It has a heart on it, and I should have wore it tonight. And whenever I wear it to work, and our custodial staff, she's a seasoned Southern lady, and she be like, "You know that's not nice, right?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is." She's like, "No, you know that's not nice. Stop wearing that shirt. It's not nice. You know what it means." I'm like, well, I'm not from the South, so no, I really do. Although I do know what it means, but it's like no. But yeah, it ain't cute. It ain't somebody really saying "bless your heart." They saying, "Baby, you so dumb. You just bless your poor little heart."
Yep, exactly. I said that about my father the other day. My mother's like, Ashley. She was like, bless his heart, because he's been pitiful. And I said, yes, bless his heart. And she
bless it. Bless it. I heard my mother say that. She ain't from the South either. I've heard my mother, like we've been here long enough that it's like a lot of Southern things have
rubbed off on you.
fallen off on us and stuff. But anyway, if nobody has any questions, Ashley has let you know how where you can find her. And if you came in late, I'm going to leave it up for a week, and then I put it on my YouTube channel. So if you're not following me, just it's Indie Love, come on, if you missed it and you don't get a chance to go back and look at it, it'll be up on the YouTube channel in a week, next Friday, which means I need to put up the one from last week. I need to go and upload. Be at home chilling. I got one more week, then I got to get back on the grind of school. So
bless you in a good way.
Yes. Please send all of the good blessings this way. But I thank you ladies who joined us and stuck around. Next week, if I'm not mistaken, I'm talking to Denisha Little about Chanel's story part 2. Well, actually, we'll probably cover both books, 1 and 2 of Chanel's story, and then after that, the week after that, will be Millie. Bella. I don't know. I say her name all wrong. Belazaire. Fast. We're gonna be talking about Fast. So you guys got 2 weeks to catch up. Those are gonna be 2 strong discussions. I have not finished Fast. Millie was asking me that I read it. I said I bought it. I said I got to a certain point and I had to say, I had to put my brakes and get my mind right.
I'm gonna try to
get my mind right. I love you too, Benita. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. So thank you guys for supporting me on this on this new venture, because this ain't my thing, but I'm getting there. And I've been enjoying having these little chats with you guys. So y'all thank Bailey West for pushing me to do this, because this ain't my. Oh, actually, I'm gonna stop saying it's not my thing. I'm gonna stop saying it because I do enjoy it. Give us a little change since we stuck in the house, which most of us should be stuck in the house. You should be staying in the house. So give us a little something to give us something to do. So, all right, Kamisha, yeah, Fast. I gotta read it so I'm fresh on the conversation. Thank you, ladies. You all have a good evening.
Hold on, bye.
Bye, everybody.